Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another reading vlog where I'm gonna be finishing some book series. So I have been doing these videos like many other people that I've seen doing these videos because I am reading way too many series. I am in the middle of around 20-ish, I think over 20 book series, and I need to get the number down because I'm also always starting new series and then like forgetting about the series that I was reading before, and I want to finish or at least make some progress in series. And so in this video I am reading 4 books from 4 different series, and 3 of them are actually like the second book in duologies. So I do finish 3 duologies in this video, which is great. And so I have one like mystery, I have 2 fantasies, and I have 1 sci-fi. So I have a little bit of everything. And yeah, like I said, I finished 3 series slash duology, so that is great. That is fantastic. And this is spoiler free. I mostly give the synopsis of like the first book or like the series as a whole, except for the mystery one because that one has like a different story in every book. But the others, I mostly give like the synopsis of the series, and I don't really go into any spoilery details. And yeah, let's just get into the video. Okay, so I am, I think, 51% into the Body Farm, which is book 5 in the Case Carpetta series, which is like a mystery series where we follow Case Carpetta, who is a medical examiner, and so we follow, whatever case she is working on. And in this specific book, they are investigating the murder of a, I think, 11-year-old girl who was like assaulted and then killed. And there are like some strange things about like the body, like the way that it was found. Maybe like not all the evidence points to the same thing. And then also like the detective that is, or like one of the detectives that is involved in the case, he also dies under suspicious circumstances. So that's also happening. And at the same time, we have like Kay and her niece, like their personal issues are also like a big part of this book. And like I really like this series in the sense that it really focuses on like the forensic details. And although I am no longer working on anything related to like the forensic field, my master's is in forensic science, and like I still absolutely love everything forensic science related. So like I really love that they really focus on like all of the forensic details in this book. They like really go through all of it. But on the other hand, I don't really like the characters too much. Like the main character herself, I don't love her, but I don't hate her either. But then there is I think he's a detective. He's a police guy. I don't like. I really don't like him. So that is why I haven't like read one of the books in the series in years, honestly, because I just don't love the characters. And like the main point of these books is like the mystery of the book, but this is a really long series. It has like over 20 books. And if I'm gonna follow characters for like the span of 20 books, I have to like them, you know? So like I'm, giving them another chance. Is he already pissing me off? Absolutely. Kay herself, like she's okay. In some books, I like her more than others. Like in this one, she's fine. She's okay. But the guy, he's already pissing me off. So, but I am definitely intrigued about the mysteries, I guess, and I am definitely liking the investigation and, like I said, all the forensic details that they are bringing up. Like that, definitely fun. But the characters still don't love them. But like it's going okay. I'm definitely not like disliking the book. It's going okay. So yeah, I'm gonna read the second half and see if the rest of the investigation and the reveal make up for the character that's annoying me, I guess. Okay, so I finished the Body Farm. And speaking of, like the Body Farm, was not even like such a big part of the story as I expected, with it being the title of the book. Because like Kay did go to the body farm like a couple times, but that was it. So that was kind of misleading. I was expecting us to spend more time at the body farm, but we did not. But anyway, so we continued to, investigate the case, like the girl and also the detective, and at the same time we kept learning more about like Kay's niece and the issues that she was having, and then it all like sort of connected in the end, and I did like the way that it connected. And there were like two reveals. The first one I didn't really see coming. The second, I thought it was kind of obvious, but I still enjoyed it. Like, I liked the investigation. I enjoyed the whole process. But the main character, I think I said in my other update that like I don't love her, but she wasn't really bothering me. Well, she started kind of bothering me in the second half more than she was in the first. So there is that. And the other character that like annoys me more, he like didn't appear as much in the second half. So like, he was barely there, but yeah, the main character definitely kind of annoyed me. But like the story itself, I enjoyed. Like, I liked the investigation. I liked the mystery. So yeah, I continue to like the plot, and especially like I said, I really enjoy all the forensic details. But the characters, like, they still don't really do it for me. They're still not my favorite. Will I keep trying? Yes. Will I do it, frequently? Like, will I read these books very frequently? Probably not. But I will keep going. And I think I'm gonna give this one 3.5 stars. And I'm not entirely sure, like, what book I'm gonna go into next, because I have, like, so many series. But I have, like, a few that there's only, like, one book that I have to read to finish a series. So I think I'm gonna like choose those, and one of them that comes to mind is like a duology. So like, I read the first book and I need to read, the second to finish it, obviously. It's called, I think, The Faceless Saints. No, Seven Faceless Saints, I think. And so the second book to that duology, which I think is called The Disciple of Chaos, possibly, I think I might actually read that, which is fantasy. And I think I need to like refresh on what happened in the first book, because like I remember things, but I certainly don't remember like details. So I think I'm gonna, look up a spoilery review or something of the first book, and then I will read the second to, be able to finish a series. Because like, I made progress in the Case Carpeta one, but I read like one book in 20 something. So, I made progress, but like not that much progress. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, and I will update you once I am halfway through the book. Okay, so I am half-ish way through Disciples of Chaos, which is the second and last book in the Seven Faceless Saints duology. So we are gonna be finishing a series with this book, which is great. And if I look like I'm kind of dead, that is because that is exactly how I'm feeling, because my allergies are here. They are here. And so I am, I think, 49% or something into that book. And this is fantasy, and we follow Ross and Damien, and they live in a city where there are some, like, there's the Palazzo, which is where the disciples of some saints, the seven saints, are, like, they live, and they, worship the saints. And the disciples, they have some power, like a bit of power from the saints that they are like sort of connected to. And so with Ross, she, like, her father was killed by the military of like that place. And so, she wants her revenge, but she kind of wants to destroy them from the inside. So she uses her power and her connection to Patience, who is obviously one of the saints, and she, is in the palazzo, and she wants to, like I said, destroy them from the inside. And then Damien, he is part of like the security of the palazzo, and there is someone one day that is found dead on the palazzo, and so Damien, as part of the security, obviously has to investigate. And Ross also gets interested in like learning why that person was killed, and so they end up investigating together. And they actually like they have a past. They used to know each other when they were kids, and then they had a falling out that we learned about. And so in the first book, they are investigating this murder, and then some other bodies appear, and they investigate all of them and see like how they're connected and why anyone would be killing these people, and what that could lead to. And at the end there was like some reveals, and so in the second book we get even more reveals, and something that we thought was kind of fixed maybe isn't. And they go on a quest like outside of where they were in the first book, and we definitely learn a lot more about the fantasy, and we are also learning more about the gods and like their connections to each other. And I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm not loving it, but I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm definitely having a good time. I read the first book a long time ago, so I actually had to like read a spoilery review because I knew the basics, but there were a lot of details, or like all the details to be honest, that I had forgotten. So yeah, I definitely had to do a refresh before going into this second book. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I am having a good time. I'm really liking to learn, especially about the like all the fantasy elements, like, especially like about the saints and their connections to each other, and also like how like the magic that the disciples have, and how they're like connected to their saints and all of that. I'm enjoying that. Definitely, I'm just not, obsessed with it. I'm not, crazily invested in it, but I'm having a good time. I am enjoying it. And yeah, I think that is it for this halfway update. So I'm going to finish it and see if my thoughts remain the same, if they change, and how it all goes, and I will be back. Okay, so I finished Disciples of Chaos, and I kind of have sort of mixed feelings about it, because on the one hand I was very interested in all of the like fantasy elements. I really liked to see more of like the world, because we were exploring other areas of the world in this book, and also learning about the saints and like the past of the saints and their connections to each other, and also like their connections in magic to like their disciples and all of that. I really enjoyed learning all of that, but I just feel like I was never really that connected to the characters and the story. And I feel like maybe it was because I read the first book so long ago that I was very disconnected from the story and the characters already. And if I had read the two books like closer together, I probably would have been more into it. I would have been more invested in the characters and like what their goals were. But in this case, I really wasn't. And I mean, I'm not sure if that's the reason or not, but just my suspicion. But yeah, I like the plot, and I like the magic, and I like the fantasy, but I was never really that, connected to the characters. And also, like, this story was very, like, the romance, like, it wasn't the main point of the story. Like, the fantasy setting wasn't the main point of the story, but in the end it was all very connected to the romance. And I don't mean just like with the main characters they were following. I mean, like, even with the saints, it was all like sort of about a love story. So I also didn't really care that much about that, because I didn't really care about the romance. So yeah, like, I definitely had fun and I definitely enjoyed it. And I, like I said, really like the fantasy elements. I just wasn't ever like, obsessed with it. I just didn't love it. And so I think I am gonna give it 3.5 stars. That feels right. I think I gave the first one 4 stars, and this one was definitely not 4 stars, but I don't think it was 3 stars either. I think 3.5. Because, like, there were some moments that I really enjoyed, so I don't think it was a 3. So, yeah, I think 3.5 sounds about right, but I will give my final ratings of, like, all the books in the video at the end of the video. But for now, I think I'm settling on 3.5. And I did finish a series, which is great. And I think the other 2 books that I'm gonna be reading for this vlog are also gonna be like finishing series, because I think I'm gonna choose like 2 other duologies that I read the first book, and obviously I have the second one to read. So I think I'm gonna be finishing 2 more series here. I mean, 2 more duologies, I guess. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that to get my number of series lower, because like I'm finishing series on this video series, but then every time I do a like random number generator chooses my reads, it always picks at least a series for me to start. So like I'm finishing series, but I'm starting other series, so I'm trying to get my number of series a bit down, and hopefully one day I will finish all the series that I am in the middle of. But yeah, that's it for this one. Then I have like the other 2 duologies I'm thinking of. One is sci-fi and the other is fantasy. And since I just finished the fantasy, I think I'm gonna go with the sci-fi next, and then leave the other fantasy for the end. I think that's what I'm going to do. But I haven't fully decided yet, so I will read one of the books and I will update you when I'm halfway through it. Okay, so I am halfway through our sci-fi dystopian book, and this is the second book in the Space Between Worlds, I think, duology. And so in the world of this book, there are like many different worlds, sort of like a multiverse where there are like parallel worlds, realities, I guess. And basically, people can, like, from one of those worlds at least, they can travel between worlds. Like, they can travel to other worlds. But they can only travel to the other worlds if in that other world, the, like, version of themselves, like, in that other world, is not alive. Because if that other person is alive, then things definitely go very wrong. And we follow Kara, or Kara, and she is one of the people that like goes on these travels, because most of like her versions in other worlds are not alive. So, she has the opportunity to go to a lot of worlds. And there are only like 7 or 8, I think, versions of her alive in all of the known worlds. And one day, one of those that are left alive actually dies under mysterious circumstances. So there is a whole new world for her to explore, and a mystery that she now wants to solve. And we get into all of that like in the first book. And so this second book is not exactly like a direct sequel, because it is set in the same world, but the whole story of the first book is contained within the first book. And so in the second one, we are, like I said, in the same world, but it is set like some years later. And we are following another character, and so we are following Scales, and she is like, she knows that people used to travel to these other worlds some years ago, and she one day sees like a person apparently being like killed in a very gruesome way, but there is no killer. Like, the person is just suffering and dying like in front of her, but there is no one actually seemingly killing them. And so she, finds that very strange, obviously, as anyone would, and she starts investigating, and more bodies in the same sort of circumstances start appearing. And so she's investigating that with her group of people, and we are seeing more of the world as well and the characters, and we are seeing them investigate, and I'm definitely liking it. I just don't think I'm liking it as much as I like the first book, because I really love the first book. I think I gave it 4.5 stars, and so this one I'm not like loving as much, because I feel like, well, firstly, I'm not like as invested as I was in the plot like from the first book, but also I like the characters of the first book more. Like I like to follow them more than I like these, and like these are definitely very interesting characters as well, and I do like to follow them, but I just love the first book more. Although, like I said, I am definitely enjoying this one, and I am invested in the story, and I'm curious, and I definitely want to know what is happening. And I mean, we are like starting to uncover, but obviously I want to know more and to see how they, figure this all out. And yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it, so it's going well. So I'm going to finish it and I'll be back. Okay, so I was actually gonna film my update for like the first 50% of the next book that I read, and then I realized that I never filmed an update for like the end of this book. So I'm here, I guess. And so I finished Those Beyond the Wall, and I finished it a while ago, so I'm gonna try to remember all of my thoughts. But I definitely like the second half more than I like the first. And for like various reasons, I definitely was more into the plot, because also I was understanding a bit more what was happening, and also I was getting more invested in the characters. But at the same time, we also got like a familiar character from the first book, which was really fun. I really liked to see them and to, follow them, although we weren't really following that character, but like they were around, and I really liked that. And I definitely got like way more invested in everything and how it all connected, and how in a way all connected also to the first book and how everything came together. I really, really like to see that. And so yeah, I definitely did enjoy the second half more than I enjoyed the first, but still I like the first book more than I like this one. Like I really, really, really like the first book. I was very like super invested in the plot and the characters and everything. Like it wasn't 5 stars because it didn't, give me the 5-star feeling, but it was very close. It was really, really, really good, and I'm pretty sure I gave it 4.5 stars. This one, not like as, I didn't love it as much, but I still liked it a lot, especially the, again, second half. And I think I'm actually gonna give it 4 stars. So yeah, it definitely increased the rating in the second half, which is great. And I also did like the ending. And yeah, so 4 stars for Those Beyond the Wall. And now I'm going into our next and last book of this video, which is going to be fantasy. So I am about halfway through Rule of Wolves, and this is the second book in the King of Scars, I think, duology, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 7th book in the Grishaverse. I could be wrong, and at least currently is the last book of the Grishaverse. And I read the first book in this duology last year, and I didn't really like it that much. I was, just kind of bored, and so I had decided that I wasn't even gonna read this book. But I hated having it unfinished, like a whole universe unfinished, because of just one book that was really bothering me. So I'm here to finish it. And so basically, we follow characters from the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and we follow characters from the Six of Crows duology. Actually, like from the Shadow and Bone trilogy, we are following like my favorite character from there, and the other characters as well that we've met before. Like I also really like them. Like all of the characters that we're following here, I really like them in the first series that they appeared. So like it seemed like something that I would absolutely love. But the reason why I didn't is because I just felt like we are just doing the same thing over and over again, and I'm like tired of this plot line, and I just wanted something new, and we didn't really get something that new, and that is why I was bored in the first book. And the second book is obviously a continuation of the first book, so I am once again kind of bored. Like I am liking to see these characters that I like, but the plot I am really not interested in. So there's that. Like I don't hate it, but I definitely don't love it either. I think I gave the first book 3 stars because like it's fine. I don't hate it, but I definitely don't love it. And this one will probably be 3 stars as well. Like there are some nice moments that we get to the characters, and heartwarming moments between the characters, but other than that, like I don't really care. I don't care about the plot. It's just, again, I just wanted something fresh, and they're just giving me the same thing again. And yeah, I'm still bored, just like I was in the first book. So yeah, unless something absolutely crazy happens in the second half, which I don't think it will, like something crazy enough to change everything. I don't think that's gonna happen, so I don't think my thoughts on this book will change that much. So yeah, it will probably just be okay, like the first book in the duology was, but at least I will have finished the series. Another series. I'm just really finishing duologies in this video, to be honest, and that feels great, actually. Would it feel better if I was loving the book? Yes, absolutely, but still, it feels pretty good to have it finished because I needed the closure, and it was really bothering me that I was not gonna, I was gonna have one book left forever. That really bothered me. But anyway, I'm gonna finish it. Hope for the best. Not expect it, but at least hope for it. And I'll be back with my final thoughts on this book and final ratings on everything and all that. Okay, so I have finished Rule of Wolves, our last book for this video, and like my thoughts remain the same as they were in my first update of this book, which is that it was okay, but I definitely was not excited to just be like going through the same things over and over again, I guess. Like I was enjoying to be back with like these characters that I like, and to be in the like settings that I also enjoyed, but like the plot I was not excited about. I didn't really care really, and honestly like, I thought I would enjoy it more being like with the characters that it was, because they were some characters that I did really enjoy following before, but even that, like, it was not enough to make me really like the book that much. So yeah, it was just fine. Like I definitely didn't hate it, but I also definitely did not love it. And honestly, I'm not entirely sure like about what to rate it, and I have finished it like some time ago actually, and I still am not entirely sure because I was debating like between 2.5 or 3 stars. So like I guess technically maybe it would be 2.75, but I think I'm rounding it up to 3 stars because like I said, I did enjoy being back with these characters. Like that was the only thing that I enjoyed, was like being back with these characters and seeing like some nice moments between the characters. That was the only thing that I really enjoyed. So I think it's like closer to a 3, but yeah, it was just okay. Like I said, I didn't hate it, but it was okay. But I am very glad that I have finished the duology, and I'm glad that I have, at least for now, finished the Grishaverse, because yeah, it was really bothering me that I had one book left and that I was gonna leave the series unfinished, or like the whole universe unfinished, for one book. And now I have finished it and I am at peace. And I guess that's what really matters. But so to wrap up this video and the ratings of what I read for it. So the Body Farm I gave 3.5 stars. Disciples of Chaos I also gave 3.5 stars. Those Beyond the Wall I gave 4 stars. And Rule of Wolves, I'm pretty sure, is 3 stars. So not like the most successful video, like in terms of rating, not like any new favorite books, but I didn't, really dislike any of them. So, also not terrible. And I did finish 3 series, so that was great. 3 duologies, but series nonetheless. So that was great. That was fantastic. My number of series went down 3 if we ignore the fact that I also started other series, but like, let's not talk about it. And yeah, that is it for this video. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!